if we continue this way, in less than 40 years, we won't have any fish left.
Overfishing, how concerned are you by that?
Well, I'm concerned by many issues that affect our seas and our oceans. Pollution of different kinds, ocean acidification, but of course overfishing is a major problem. And we have to address it in different ways and in different forms, but to have stricter quotas is already a significant way forward. But it's the unreported and unregulated fishing that is causing a lot of harm, and so we have to find ways to better enforce that.
How do you think it can effectively be addressed?
Well, it's by working with regulatory organizations. Mm-hmm. It's by working, of course, with scientists who can provide the data
right.
For different species. It does work if you really put your mind to it and if you really work with all the stakeholders involved.
How do you avoid getting politics involved in what's a very kind of social or environmental issue?
It's difficult to avoid that. There's always, every issue has an economic, has a political,
right.
has a social component to it. And so you really have to work with not only the different people on the ground or that are close to the issue, but you have to work with governments, you have to work with international organizations, and you have to work with scientists, and if there are other stakeholders as well. And that's in every project that I've done with the foundation, no matter what the subject is.
Does that frustrate somebody like you, though, who's very passionate about the environment, and yet because of, the kind of economic benefit to certain people, you get resistance from doing what is environmentally right?
Of course, there's a certain resistance, and
yep.
and it doesn't please a lot of people, but it also will be beneficial to them in the long run.
Right.
But if it becomes unsustainable, it's not going to benefit any of us in the short, middle, or obviously long term, because if we continue this way, in less than 40 years, we won't have any fish left, any significant number of fish left in the ocean.
To what extent do you at all view this in a way as also trying to continue your great-great-grandfather's legacy?
No, of course, the tremendous legacy that my great-great-grandfather left, not only with the museum and the Institute in Paris, of course, but he was really a visionary of his time, that he was the first to talk about potential issues that came up during his travels. He noticed the dangers of excessive use of fishing techniques and fishing in certain parts of the Atlantic. And he talked of the need to protect different areas, both on land and at sea. So he really had an incredible vision of what was to come and what are still incredibly acute problems today.